welcome back to the channel. Today's mission to get this installed into there. First job of the day is going to be trying to get that bloody car into this shed. It's easy to reverse in, but it doesn't go in forwards very easy. Do a tight fit. But I'm sure we'll get there. Righto, let's hook in. Might just do a bit of an unboxing. Instructions. Couple of bloody little stickers. Remote. What, that wireless remote. Corded remote. Big ass heavy hook. Couple of stubby holders. Sure they're going to come in handy. D-shackle. Couple of brackets, probably for fitting your control box. Leads, isolator. Sounds like the help has arrived. Control box. That's about it, I think. Big rig, couple of leads. Cool. We'll get into it. Now my helper's arrived. Doing?
Nothing, mate.
What's the plan, old fella, to start ripping in? Start ripping shit off?
I didn't know that plan. Any unplugged these lights, mate? Do the first plan.
Bars off on the ground. Come off alright, but I reckon putting these and adjusting that bar is going to be a bit annoying. Nothing I can't handle. So just trying to figure out what doing here. Mounting bolts, points, where we're mounting everything. Brackets for the control box. But we'll get this thing bolted in. Just playing jigsaw puzzle with all these bolts for the bracket, for the control box, so I can get that mounted into the bull bar. The winch is in there. I don't know what the go is with these all these winches, but they give you these mount bolts, and they're always a B's too short. I don't know what doing there. So, like, they're literally a thread in. So, our fella's going to see if he's got a couple of longer bolts that we can put in there. But yeah, come on winch. Manufacturers, get your stuff together. Give us some longer bolts. I know that they potentially can bottom out if they're too long, obviously in the back of the body, but they're just not long enough to go through properly. And that's 2 out of 2 inches now. But anyways, we'll keep on cracking on. So while the old fella's gone, he's gone to weld some rods back onto those shims for adjusting up your bar when you put it back on, because that's going to be a fun job putting that back in. So he's going to do that and find those longer bolts. So I'm going to get this control box mounted in and wired up. For when he comes back, we can then put that bar back on. One thing I've just noticed when I was fitting that control box up, the position where that clutch engagement handle, not ideal. So I'm just gonna take that off, whip that back out, and then rotate that clutch handle around so I can get it through here. Be much easier. Winch is installed, similar to that other Paulet winch, like everything's colour coded, so it's pretty easy. Reds, yellows, blues, goes up. I've secured that control box in there. We end up changing the rotation or rotated that T handle around, so nice easy access now. Now the hard part, trying to put it back on the car. Just do it.
Test it, mate.
Oh my god. Come on. So we've got the bar bolted back on. Just having a bit of an issue with the that right hand side rail. So when the boys have fitted it, it's not quite in the centre line, so we can't, with that rail in situ, we can't actually fit it in there. It won't bolt back in. So we're gonna have to pull the whole side rail off. And then fit that front bolt there first, and then we'll bring that side rail back in and then bolt it back to the vehicle underneath. But yeah, it's the only real way that we can do it, otherwise I'm going to end up stuffing that thread trying to get that bolt back in. So anyway, it is what it is. Just keep pushing along. It's taking a bit longer than I thought, but yeah, winch is in, just need to wire it up. Bull bar's all but bolted back in, so alright, she's back in here, sorted out that side rail issue. But yeah, that's what we had to do, pull the whole side rail off, put that bolt in, and then kind of like bend that rail back around and refit it all back up. A little bit annoying, it is what it is. This is probably under a bit of load too, that bolt now all the time. Hope it don't break. But yeah, I just got to try and tidy up all this wiring. I'm going to make an isolator bracket. Dad's going to see if he's got any steel. Fabricate that bracket so we can sit in here nice and neatly. But yeah, we'll get into it. Just make sure you start, isolate, rip that off it. No unwanted sparkages. Alright, we're pretty well done with the winch install, so we've just been putting it through its motions. Alright, come and check this stuff out. So here's your remote. So you got your in, out, and your power button. So hold your power button on, in like that. So then you can, basically that's power up your winch. You got your out. Back in. On the electrical side of things, so basically you got your oscillator here, so there's your neg, positive in via your oscillator, So your oscillator, that's in the on position there now. You got your off position, which secures your key in there, and then to remove your key there's another position there as well. So you do get a spare key with your kit too, but it should stay in there, shouldn't pop out. From standard, the positive in from your actual winch is quite long, so it's just coiled down there for the meantime, but I will cut that to length and then resolder and crimp on a new terminal just to make that nice and seamless on the way in. So the factory brackets that I got supplied, like with that for that isolator, I couldn't get it to fit anywhere in there. So shout out to my old boy, give me a hand today. Good job, mate. Thank you. He fabbed up this little bracket while I was doing the wiring, so it turned out pretty good, eh? It was a little bit fiddly to get in there, but we ended up getting her in there. So it's basically just fitted up to one of your radiator mounts, and it comes in from the bottom there, so it's pretty good, nice and sturdy, and out of the way, so should help us tidy up all that wiring and make sure it's all smick. So yeah, pretty happy with that. What else we got? So there's your cover there for your remote. So where is that remote? So here's your remote here. So basically that thing clips in here like so. Make sure you hear that nice click. And then with this big rig, you basically just got your out and your in. Isolated. On. Yep. So as easy as that. And if you need to pull that thing out, just make sure you push that little bloody clip there. Pop him out. Dust cover back on. Bloody happy days. Anyway, so she's a bit of a goer. It's good. Just one little thing left to do. Fit something on there. So we'll tackle that little project now. But yeah, other than that, I'll give you a bit of an overview once we get that done. So I finally decided on the RUNVA 13XP winch. There's heaps of different ones on the market. That was probably one that got pretty good reviews and was kind of in my price range. I couldn't see the value in going any higher, to be honest, because I'm not going to be doing some crazy off-road stuff. It's more, you know, if I do get myself into a situation whilst I'm doing the touring side of things, trying to go on a few different little tracks, then I probably want to make sure that I can get out of it. So that was the main reason for the winch purchase. I kind of wanted to go away from the steel side of things, so your steel hooks and your shackles and all that sort of stuff. So I wanted to lean towards the soft shackles. So basically I wanted to get a shackle that was more suitable for those soft links. There's heaps of them on the market too, so it took a little bit of research, but I ended up opting to go for the Factor 55 flatlink Expert. So this one in particular, you can obviously use your soft shackles, but if you need to use those steel shackles, then you can still get them in there as well. So I thought this was pretty versatile. It is pretty pricey for what it is, I think, but you know, it's got good reviews and they do look really good too. They have these optional rope guards that you can get for them. You know, just so if you do stove it into something, it's not going to damage that synthetic rope. So yeah, we'll put this one on as well. So we'll fit all this up and then we'll chuck her on the winch. Alright, the Factor 55 flatlink Expert. Let's have a look at her. See, as I said, they bloody look smick. Good quality. What else do you get in here? Bit of a rating on it, stick up, sweet. Righto, so as I said, they look pretty good. Really good quality. You see you got that removable pin in there. There's your rope guard. So that's a one-way thing too. You need to make sure this goes on the right way. So you got your locating pins, and then you got your rivets here that's going to secure that thing. So basically, you need to we'll pop off all these rubber. So they're just like rubber covers. So we need to pull all of them off to expose your dowel holes. So the reason I'm taking all of them off is obviously you need to take 2 off to get your rope guard on. That goes without saying, but also it would give us a nice solid surface to impact these rivets. So these rivets, they basically slide in through your rope guard and then into your hole, which has like small little recesses on the inside there, and then we just need to hit them with a punch. That'll drive that pin through, splitting that open, and then obviously locking that straight into there. So that's the process of what we're going to do. This is a one-way thing, so obviously, you know, if that goes on there like so, then that backing bit there is going to foul on your rope. So it's going to have to go like that, as you can see there. Much more clearance, and then it's covered on that side. So I'll be mounting this thing like that. So that sticker's going to be upside down, but the boys have obviously thought about that because I've got another sticker. So I can sort that out like that. Alright, we'll get into it. Alright, let's go over here. So this jointer that I have here is probably the most solid thing in the workshop. So we'll set that on there. When you're smacking these things, make sure you got your bloody safety glasses on too. But all we need to do is just sit it on there and just strike those pins home. Like so. Just make sure they're nice and flush. They're all bloody bang on. And that thing is bloody solid. Sweet as. So once that's on there, we can then grab 2 of these covers, pop them back on. So they're going to protect your fair lead when you pull your winch back in. And then we'll grab our little circlip pliers that I've prepared earlier. Pull your pin out. And then you can just drop that straight in. Circle it back in. Make sure your circlip's home. Bloody spot on. Now we'll crank up that winch. There we go. Bloody beautiful. Easy as that. How good does that look? Apart from that sticker. But we'll sort that out. Old. Yeah. That looks much better. Awesome. That's pretty well it. Winch install complete. Did take a lot longer than I expected, but it's done now. Bit of a recap from today. So probably took us about 6-7 hours, I think, from start to finish to get it done. So which wasn't too bad, probably a bit longer than what I expected it was going to be. But it was just Dad and I doing it. We've done one other winch installation on his 200 series, which I've done a little video on, so I might post that one up as well. Bit of difference between the two. Obviously this one was mounted inside the bar. Dad's one, it had a support cradle that we bolted into, and then the fascia of the bull bar went onto it, so a little bit different. Yeah, it was pretty heavy to get this thing back on. It was okay with the little bit of clearance on those chassis rails, so it was heavy, but it went on okay. But it did take some fiddling again, because you had to use those spacers around your chassis rails to take up that slack, and so that way you can adjust your bar, make sure it's all nice and tight. What else is a bit time consuming? The bracket where the isolator was that I showed you before, we had to fab that up because nothing really suited that was supplied. So it's only made out of, it was a gal bracket, but I'm going to, I'll pull that back out and get it either fabbed up in stainless, or I'll just get that powder coated for a bit of longevity in there so I don't have to touch it again. It is pretty tight and fiddly inside that engine bay. Things are starting to get a bit cluttered now that I've got that other stuff in there, but there's still heaps more to go, so there's going to be more mucking around and adjustment, so we'll see how we go with that. What else was there? So probably the biggest problem that we had today was the fact that this side rail was on the piss, so it wasn't, the holes weren't drilled correctly when it was fitted initially, I think. So it just sprung out, and there's no way we're getting it back on. The passenger side one went straight through, so that was obviously drilled correctly, but when they've fitted up those side rails, which was one of the only things that I haven't done since I've bought the car myself, yeah, so it was on the piss, so we had to take that whole side rail off, which was pretty annoying. So it took pretty time consuming to get, well, it didn't take too long, it was just an extra thing that we had to do. So we had to pull that whole rail off, start it out like sideways to get that bolt lined up, and then pull it around tight to then bolt that U-bolt and your mounting brackets back onto that side rail. But it is what it is, we got it done. I'm pretty happy with the installation, I think it's pretty neat. Not heaps happy with this, it does look a little bit poxy, that control box, but as long as it does the job. But super happy with that flatlink, looks awesome. I'm sure it's going to perform awesome as well. But yeah, it's all good. So yeah, it's all pretty well complete. All I have to do is just sort out that bracket with that powder coating. But the other thing is I might just, that main power cable that comes from your isolator to the control box, yeah, I'll probably knock about 10 or 12 inches off that, re-terminate it just so it's nice and tidy going up in there. I've just looped it for the time being until I do that. But that'll be the only other thing. But yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty good. The only other hiccup was my alarm went off when I disconnected the battery. That was a bit awkward. But we ended up shutting that big girl down. But yeah, no, it's all good. Very happy with it. I've never really done much forward driving and stuff, so it's all kind of new to me. All this installation stuff's all new too. It's all trial and error. I'm keen to get out and just learn the ropes, get this thing stuck somewhere and figure out how to use this. I don't want to be in a situation where I bloody get stuck and then I'm not confident to use it and get myself out. So we're going to do some test runs, so then when I do actually get stuck, I'll know what to do. So I might put another video up as well, just about how I go through that process, and I might be lucky enough to go with a couple of guys that know what they're doing. They can show me the ropes. But other than that, guys, till the next video, hook in. If you like that video, guys, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell for upcoming videos. Cheers.